The clock ticking towards high noon here in West London. The players taking the knee ahead of kick-off as the "no room for racism" message continues to be amplified. We are underway. Crunch time at lunchtime for Frank Lampard and his Chelsea team. 11 points off the pace in the Premier League title race. 5 defeats in their last 8 league games. There's no denying the pressure is definitely on this man. Defeat today, surely unthinkable. Can Luton Town become the first Championship team to beat Chelsea in the FA Cup for some 13 years? They're attacking the goal away to our left-hand side, the old shed end in this first half. Tammy Abraham chasing that down. Out comes Simon Sluga, the goalkeeper for Luton, Croatian.
Straight away you see Chelsea putting the ball in behind, turning that back three from Luton. And in these conditions you've got to chase everything down both ends. The shots are going in, they're going to come off the goalkeepers. If the pass is going over the top, it could hold up a little bit. So you've got to be switched on to every situation today for both sets of players.
Christensen finding Kurt Zouma. Emerson lifting that ball up for Werner. Despite his trials and tribulations, is still joint top scorer for Chelsea this season with Giroud. Both have 9 goals, no one yet to reach double figures. Werner also has 5 assists this season.
Yeah, in the last round he scored, which is a big goal for him, and Kai Havertz, who's on the bench today, scored against Morecambe as well. So it turned out that Frank Lampard made the right team call those days against Morecambe to make sure they got the goals and the confidence. But they've got to do it in this game, and they've got to start doing it in the Premier League on a regular basis now, scoring goals, taking the pressure off their defenders.
A bit of pressure there from Cornick. There is Mason Mount wearing the armband for Chelsea. England's Mason Mount, often criticised, but a clear favourite of the manager, who of course had him on loan at Derby as well. Not wide by Christensen. Reece James just trying to guide that down the line for Ziyech. In the other dugout, Nathan Jones back for that second spell after doing so well in his first period in charge. Took Luton out of League One. It was a bad year at Stoke City, just wasn't the right fit at all. I think he feels much more at home at Kenilworth Road.
Yeah, and sometimes you take a bigger job, it doesn't work out for you.
This is Mpanzu. Tracking back was Mount to good effect. Kepa Arrizabalaga plays it short to Emerson, who was under some pressure and opts to put it out for a throw, not taking any chances. Don't think he was too grateful to Arrizabalaga here for this pass.
But it's not the best ball to him, and his touch lets him down. He needs to take it onto his left foot and play it long. But that just shows you how nervous Chelsea are at times, especially the goalkeeper defensively. And this is a great chance now for Luton, with the long throw going to come in from Cornick.
In towards that near post where Bradley was waiting. He's a real threat, Sonny Bradley, when he comes forward. Lockyer alongside him in defence was right in the thick of it as well. Welsh international Tom Lockyer. Big bonus, I think, for Nathan Jones to have him available for his 14th appearance in this competition. Zouma. Emerson. Chelsea would love an early goal here just to settle the nerves. Werner will chase this down, up against Lockyer. Gets to the byline as well, and what a good ball that is. No one gambling in the 6-yard box. He's got every right to ask why not.
You're absolutely right. Where is Tammy Abraham? Where's Pulisic? And where's Ziyech? Really, somebody's got it. That's a really good play from Werner. Lovely ball across, and nobody takes a chance to get on the end of it. And that just sums Chelsea up at the moment. People are reacting after things have happened instead of being proactive and getting in there and taking their chances.
Zuma back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Chelsea have reached round 5 in 22 of the last 25 seasons. What a record that is. And of course, there have been the odd hiccup along the way. This is Ziyech. It was a giveaway, but Mason Mount made something of it. Emerson. I mentioned hiccups. It's actually 6 years ago today that Chelsea under Mourinho were 2-0 up here against League One Bradford at half-time and lost 4-2 in one of the biggest upsets in recent years.
I don't think Jose would have enjoyed that, would he?
I think you're putting it mildly there.
But that just shows you what can happen in the FA Cup if you're not switched on for 90 minutes. It's never easy against lower league opposition. They come here with a point to prove for themselves, as individuals and as a team.
And you saw the referee in your shot a moment ago, David Coote, the man in charge today. Reece James with the throw. Another one they have a lot of faith in, which is why they allowed Tariq Lamptey to go to Brighton. Really good prospect, but they decided Reece James was their better bet.
He had a great season out on loan at Wigan, didn't he? Played very
brilliant.
well. And now, I think, established for Chelsea and for England.
There he is again. Werner well challenged by Lockyer. Tunnicliffe, who's playing in that position just behind Cornick. It'd be quite difficult to pick up. This is the burly Mpanzu. James going with him. Best spell of possession we've seen so far from Luton. Naismith with the ball inside. Hooked away by Christensen. Naismith. First start for the club for Naismith since signing from Wigan 9 days ago.
Well, making your debut for your new club at Stamford Bridge. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? But wasn't the best of balls in.
Oh, pressure there from Cornick on Zuma. Chelsea trying to play out from the back. Luton certainly ready for that.
Well, I think that's a tactic which Nathan Jones and his coaching staff have gone through, go and pressure Chelsea. Christensen, who hasn't played recently, Zuma didn't play midweek. They're not the most comfortable on the ball, especially Zuma, to go and put them under pressure. And I think that's why Cornick has started with his pace and his aggression.
That's an excellent ball up to Abraham, and Sluga came out with his legs. What a good decision it was. Could have gone horribly wrong, but he got the ball cleanly. But Luton nearly undone by one very incisive through ball.
Yeah, playing a high line, and the movement was good from Chelsea. I have to say, Sluga did really well. It was a great sliding tackle, not on the edge of his box. So one long ball. Ziyech, and that's good movement from Abraham. It's on his right foot. I think if it was on his left foot, he might have actually got the shot in.
Mount to Abraham. Real warning there for Luton, who are playing with this 5 at the back. James with the cross in towards Mount. Oh, the ball broke kindly for him. He got the shot away, but it's deflected up and away for a corner.
Good play from Mount, though. Good movement. That's better from Chelsea. James and Ziyech. Mount with the run. Little touch. And that's a good block from Bradley. This is what Mason Mount brings to the team: energy, getting forward, defensively as well. He's an all-round midfielder.
So the first corner of this fourth round FA Cup tie goes Chelsea's way. Mason Mount to take. In towards Kurt Zouma, who's frustrated with himself because he did get his head to the ball.
Yeah, but he headed it too hard. He's got to flick it a little bit. Puts his forehead right through the ball, doesn't get above it and get it on target. You can see it comes off the top of his head. He's got to get up and head it down. But good movement from Zouma, good ball in from Mount.
Tammy Abraham in there appealing as well for some grappling, which always goes on. Frank Lampard not looking particularly happy standing there in the freezing cold, is he? Just 3 wins from their last 10 games, Chelsea. This could break for Abraham, who slots it in the corner. And Chelsea have the lead after 10 minutes. Well, from nothing, really. Werner got away down the right-hand side. Luton didn't deal with it. And Tammy Abraham really just passed it into the net for his 9th goal of the season.
Well, it wasn't the best strike from Abraham, but watch this. The ball goes out of play. They pick up another ball, Chelsea, and Luton don't switch onto it. And it's a throw down the line. So the ball goes out. Watch, to pick up another ball. There's the movement from Werner, who's switched on. Cuts it back. Abraham comes on his right foot. It's a bit of a scruffy shot on his right foot, but it hits the target. Watch this, it's gone out of play, this ball. They play the other ball. Chelsea are switched on, Luton aren't. And Tammy Abraham, thank you very much, 1-0.
We were very close to having 2 balls on the pitch at the same time there. But it was certainly quick thinking from Chelsea. And how often do these slightly miscued shots find the bottom corner?
Well, sometimes when you hit it through, the goalkeeper can react because he knows what's happening. When you scuff it a little bit, it's got a little bit of top spin on it, it's very hard to react, and that's what happened there. But they all count. Abraham's 9th goal of the season, he'll be happy with that, and so will Frank Lampard.
Just what Chelsea wanted in the predicament that they find themselves in. An early nerve settler.
I have to say, I think Nathan Jones would be really disappointed with his team switching off there. The ball goes out, you've become alive. They didn't, they switched off, and Chelsea took full advantage. The multi-ball on the touchline's in play today, and Chelsea have taken advantage of that.
Luton playing with 3 central defenders, but when Chelsea are in possession, it's just a line of 5. Trying to keep the Blues at bay. Ziyech. Abraham gets to it first. Bradley did his best to take him out of play and end up kicking the advertising hoardings in frustration there, Abraham.
Because he thinks he should have done better, cutting it back. They have to switch on still, though, Chelsea. I know they've got the goal up, but they can start playing their football a little bit. But, you know, a long ball forward, and suddenly in these conditions, anything can happen for Luton, and they're back in the game. So it's up to Chelsea now just to really keep the ball, move Luton about, and try and get that second goal at the right time. Here we go.
Was there 2 balls in play there? Oh, it's very close, isn't it?
Well, it looked like it, but the referee and the assistant just played on, and Chelsea took full advantage. But this is all about Werner making that run. He's lively to the situation, makes the run down the line, in behind the defenders, and that's why they're complaining. 2 balls on the pitch, and
they've got a point.
Yep,
they really have. But I think also they're frustrated with themselves for, as you say, completely switching off from the throw-in. James. Ziyech. What a talent he is. Pulisic. Ditto. Just beaten to it by Dewsbury Hall. Now Cornick. Can Luton get some possession high up the pitch, which we haven't seen too often so far. Dewsbury Hall again. He's on loan from Leicester City. James Bree provided a brilliant cross for the winning goal in the last round from this right-hand side. One back again, Dewsbury Hall. Cornick. Emerson pinched it off him all too easily.
Yeah, good defending one-on-one, Emerson. But I think David Coote, the referee's had enough controversy this season, hasn't he? And I'm sure they will look at this again, because I don't think Luton will be happy that there was two balls on the pitch at the same time, and he's let play go on.
Last time these sides met here at Stamford Bridge, August 1991. And this stadium looked very, very different. Ian Porterfield versus David Pleat that day. 4-1 Chelsea win in the old First Division. Good header away by Bree, under some pressure. Ball's coming into the box for Chelsea now. And Luton are going to have to stand firm. They can't afford to go 2-0 down. Ziyech to Werner. 82% possession for Chelsea, tells its own story. Mount finds James. Ziyech. James just lifts it in again. Abraham's in there! The goalkeeper thought about coming, changed his mind. And Abraham punishes Luton again with his head this time. 2-0 to Chelsea.
Well, it's good pressure from Chelsea. This is a lovely floated ball in from Reece James. Because there's no pace on it and it's in the air, the goalkeeper thinks I can come for it, and then gets halfway there and thinks I'm not going to make it. And Tammy Abraham just flicks it on over the defender, over the goalkeeper for his second goal and Chelsea's second goal. It's good build-up play again, but watch this little play between Ziyech, back to James, takes a touch and then just lifts it in, a little spinning dink, and he gets there. It's a really good header from Abraham, but the goalkeeper is just in no man's land. Sluga, if you're coming, you've got to get there, otherwise stay on your line and catch it. 2-0 Chelsea.
Well, just watch him, he takes a step forward and then thinks better of it, but the damage is done.
Yeah, but this ball, the backspin on it, the little height on it, there's not enough pace for the goalkeeper to come for that. And Tammy Abraham gets there, just gets the slightest of touches. It's in the back of the net. Poor goalkeeping.
2 goals in 6 minutes from Tammy Abraham, who's the first Chelsea player to reach double figures this season, his 10th of the campaign. And now on a hat-trick. Knowing the way strikers think, that'll be uppermost in his mind.
Absolutely. But that's what you want. Hungry strikers who want to score goals. It's good that he's got 2 goals, but Tammy's got to get better at linking the play as well if he's to develop into the #1 striker for Chelsea, I feel. His movement's getting better. And goals always give you confidence to get better. And that's what it's really ignited this Chelsea team now, and Luton are really up against it.
Cornick. Well, he's managed to keep possession before Zuma clears. Ray with the attempt. Tunnicliffe. And Panzu. And again. Good spell of possession from Luton. Can they keep it going? Bree. Well, he'll take that off Emerson for a corner.
He didn't particularly like the pass. He had to slide and keep that in play, but he's done really well for his team there. Bree. It's Emerson coming across off him, out for the corner. Now, can Luton get something from their first corner? He does really well, Bree. Just keep it in. Gets the corner. They get one back now. Certainly opens this game up.
2v1 from the set play. Dewsbury Hall. And they win the header. Cornick is cross with himself for not keeping it down.
It's a difficult header for Cornick, though. He's just got to try and head it on target. But they've got to switch on at the corner there, Chelsea. Letting Luton play it short and then whipping it in. I think Frank will be happy, though. 2-0 up.
I think that's exactly the point that Frank Lampard was making. They were 2v1 in the corner, which shouldn't happen. She allowed a better angle for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall to play the ball in. He's got excellent delivery. Signed a new contract at Leicester in October and then moved on loan to Luton, get some more experience. Well, Frank Lampard very, very happy with the way this opening 20 minutes has gone, to be 2-0 up in what looks a very tricky tie in very tricky conditions. Couldn't ask for much more, really. Barnsley awaiting the winners, by the way, in the 5th round. Tunnicliffe's ball in. Pulisic. Went down there, Pulisic, after playing the ball. Man who's had his injury problems this season, clutching that right ankle.
Yeah, as you rightly say, he's only just back to full fitness. The last thing they want is him to be injured again. Yeah, just a kick on the shin. Hopefully he'll be okay. But he was superb at times last season, certainly towards the end of the season. Him and Giroud were absolutely magnificent.
Well, it got to the stage where he was the first name on the team sheet, Pulisic, didn't it? Just top class.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, that injury came at just the wrong time when he was flying. Abraham just nursing his left shoulder as well. He's always very expressive,
yeah.
Tammy Abraham. Luton, not a good record against Premier League opposition in this tournament. Lost 7 of their last 8 FA Cup ties against Premier League teams. That one exception being the Norwich game. Made history. First non-league side to win at a Premier League round. That remains the case. Risen through the division since. Sorry, Nigel.
Yeah, sorry, you touched on it before, though. You know, there'd have been 6,000 Luton fans here today if there was no COVID, and that's what you miss, I think. An away team going to a Premier League side, your fans would be singing from first whistle to last, trying to spur you on, and that's what's missing for them today. The fans being here.
Because of course you're guaranteed 15% of the attendance, aren't you, as the away side in the FA Cup, which makes it unique. Midway through the first half, again Luton pressing high up the pitch with Chelsea looking to play out. They won't change that. Emerson, Zuma. James to Abraham. A bit of space to move into there. And he's found Pulisic. And Pulisic just trying to roll it into Abraham. Very important clearance inside the 6-yard box by the Welshman Lockyer.
Yeah, Lockyer did well, but if you look up, Timo Werner's just on the edge of the box here, waiting for Pulisic to pull it back. He tries to find Abraham, and that's good defending by Lockyer.
Alarming amount of space that Abraham had there. Big gap between the back 5 and the midfield for Luton. Very tempting to drop off deep, isn't it?
It is, and you need one of those midfield players just to hold their position.
Ziyech with the corner. No one upfield for the Hatters. The last thing they want to do is open up and risk an absolute mauling, but equally it'll just keep coming back.
Yeah, that's the problem they do have. There's nobody who stays up and just clear it. Chelsea just get on it, they're 2-0 up, keep the possession. I think someone got injured from the corner. I don't know if it was Kurt Zuma.
Well, Christensen put it straight out of play. It is Zuma just clutching his right calf.
I think it's probably when he landed, he really attacked the corner. He does get some real height, Kurt Zuma, when he attacks it, and I think it's just where he landed.
this is the goal again, and there you see that clearly is a ball on the pitch when the throw-in's taken. But the referee has got his back to that.
Yeah, but then he's relying on the other officials to tell him that there was two balls on the pitch at the same time. Bring it back. But Chelsea took full advantage, and this was a second goal. Lovely ball in, floated by Reece James. A little bit of backspin on it, good height. And Tammy Abraham times it so well just to flick it over the defender, over the goalkeeper, and it's 2-0.
No argument about that goal. But you can certainly understand the Luton complaints about the first one. Well, just a little bit of an impromptu team talk there with Zuma getting some treatment. The traces of snow evaporating the longer we go on here. Just trotting gingerly down the touchline.
Well, he's got Rudiger on the bench if he needs a replacement, hasn't he? So Azpilicueta, he can play in that position if you want him to. But Rudiger would be your straight swap.
Having 9 subs means that Chelsea do have an embarrassment of riches on the bench. Zuma back on and seemingly okay for the time being. Billy Gilmour. Really talented young Scottish midfielder.
Yeah, he's a real quality player. Just needs to play more, and hopefully as the months go by he will play more. He was out injured for a while at the start of the season as well, so good to see him back playing. A very talented youngster.
Of course, he's playing with the right manager because Frank Lampard has given 8 academy players their first team debuts, including the man we've been talking about, Gilmour.
Yeah, I think if you look at the bench alongside him, Jody Morris, who was doing such a great job with the under-18s, under-23s. He knows all these youngsters were coming through. Frank did his badges with Jody at Chelsea as well. Worked with some of these young lads when he was doing his licences. And it's all come to fruition for him coming back to the club. He knows how good these youngsters are. And they're giving them a real chance in the Premier League and Champions League. Bodes well for Chelsea of the future.
Christensen, the Dane, to Emerson. Gilmour. Flips it out to Reece James, took it beautifully. It's poked through, oh what a lovely leave. And the shot from Pulisic, well it was left beautifully by Werner. And Pulisic couldn't finish it off, good save.
Well, he should have scored, should have made it 3, Pulisic. Once it comes to him, I think he's going to bend it in the far corner. He goes for the near corner and Sluga makes the save, but what a brilliant bit of awareness from Timo Werner. Just lets it go through his legs. Chelsea should have been 3 up.
Frank Lampard enjoyed that one. First time we've seen a smile on his face.
I think that's the pressure, isn't it? You know, you're 2-0 up now, enjoying watching your team. Sometimes when it's going against you, as it is for Nathan Jones at the moment, he needs something to happen.
Dewsbury Hall dispossessed. It was a tough match they had in midweek at Brentford. Had chances as well to get something from that game before losing 1-0.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that he changed the formation as well to 3 at the back. Because when you're used to playing in a 4 and then suddenly you're going to Stamford Bridge against a really good Chelsea team, you change the formation, it's not enough time really to work on it.
And Panzu. A bit of space to get that cross in, and it's drilled goalwards. Oh, a bad mistake from Kepa, and Jordan Clark has pulled one back for Luton. It should never have gone in, but the Hatters aren't complaining. Jordan Clark has volleyed that home. Kepa with another mistake.
A real shocker of a mistake, but this is the first time Luton have really pegged Chelsea back. Emerson, could you have stopped this cross going in? No, he turns his back and Zuma sort of jumps out the way as well, but Clark keeps it down really well, but the goalkeeper, Kepa, has got to save this. I don't know if he sees it late because Zuma gets out the way. We're seeing more from this angle. But he's still got to save that with your foot, with your hand. That's a disastrous goal to give away for Chelsea. And Luton are back in it suddenly, and they've not had a kick so far.
Oh, it's been one mistake after another, hasn't it, in the last year or so for Kepa. Third goal of the season for Clark. Suddenly, this cup tie's alive again. Chelsea threatening to run away with it. Should have been 3-0 up a minute earlier through Pulisic. Here's Werner. Great run. And deflected behind for a corner.
Well, I think Timo Werner's enjoying himself. Given really a bit of a free roll. Just playing in behind Tammy Abraham. Moving left, moving right. But he loves coming in from this side, picking people out. All that's missing for him is a goal, but his all-round play has been absolutely brilliant.
Corner number 3 for Chelsea. They've gone short to Mason Mount, who's run into the referee. He apologises. It's a nicely worked corner by Chelsea. You saw him say there, that's my fault.
Yeah, but Mason Mount just runs into him. I don't think he can get out of the way, David Coote, on this occasion.
Good defending from a Luton perspective.
Great defending, but it should go backwards. It has gone backwards a little bit, which is good to see, but I think if you're in that situation, it should always go backwards.
These days, drop balls uncontested, so Chelsea are always going to have the ball, but certainly not in the same position that Mason Mount had it. Well, has the tide turned a little bit? Cornick chasing it down to offside.
But that's what he's got to do, give them an out ball, Cornick, with his pace. Getting in behind where the two fullbacks push on for Chelsea, James and Emerson. That's where he's got to run down the sides of Zuma and Christensen, and Zuma's very quick, so Christensen's the one that he really needs to try and exploit.
Luton already doing significantly better than Morecambe did here in the last round. Chelsea had 85% possession in round 3, 25 shots to 8. And 8-0 on corners, so Luton doing much, much better. Zuma. Pulisic. Mount to Emerson. Just stroked forward by Gilmour. Wouldn't quite run through for Timo Werner. Hasn't been a great day for either goalkeeper, really, so far.
No, absolutely. It's never easy for a goalkeeper in these conditions, as you can see. But I think for Kepa, certainly he should have got something on that and stopped it going over the line for the Luton goal. And Sluga gets caught in no man's land. Tammy Abraham makes it 2-0.
Werner. Pulisic goes for it. And the top corner was yawning. Instead he put it over. He's more than capable of scoring from there.
Yeah, but good vision from Werner. Gets it out of his feet. Pulisic, you can see what he's trying to do. Just bend it into that far corner. He's just put under pressure at the last second there and leaned back on it slightly. But this man, he won't want to see this goal again. Hit down in. Doesn't react, doesn't get his hand down, doesn't get his foot out, but I don't know if he's slightly blocked by Zuma's position and Zuma moves out the way, but for a top-class goalkeeper, a Premier League goalkeeper, an international goalkeeper, you've got to be saving that.
Another assist for Bree, good cross, having got the assist in the last round as well. That was Luton's first attempt on target. I don't think when Jordan Clark hit it, he imagined it was going to go in, but they all count.
But it just shows you, if you get a shot on target, anything can happen. And that's what happened there. Didn't expect to score, but got it on target, and disaster from Chelsea's point of view. And we've got this game back quite balanced.
Well, it was really drifting away from Luton, no pun intended. And suddenly they've halved the deficit, and this cup tie is alive and well. Chelsea looking to re-establish their 2-goal margin. This will drop to James. Abraham! Oh, right across the goal line. Free to bring it away.
Just couldn't quite stretch his foot out and get something on that, Tammy Abraham. But again, Reece James down that right-hand side, he's so good getting into those areas, putting the ball in the right areas.
Go!
Tunnicliffe to Bree, who I think had blood on his shirt earlier, which is why he's the man with no name or number. Just starting to show a little bit of ambition here, Luton, buoyed by the goal.
Turn out, other side.
Tisbury Hall. He's the main man in midfield for them for sure. Naismith. Wants it on his left side. Reece James well aware of that. On the back heels, just too much. Abraham still pondering what might have been at the other end.
Yeah, but again, it's really good play from Reece James. That's a lovely ball in. Just got to try and get something on that. I don't think Tammy is the defender who just gets something on it. Oh, Tammy just gets his studs on it, but can't direct it into that far corner with the hat-trick.
Lockyer would probably say he just did enough.
Yeah, sometimes as a defender, when you slide in, you don't want it to hit you just in case you put it in your own net. So sometimes it's best just to hopefully miss it completely.
A little touch from Lockyer. Don't be fooled by these pictures. It is still very, very windy, and there is sleety snow in the air. Horrible conditions. And Panzu. You just sense that Luton have ground through the gears a little bit here. But that's good work from Tammy Abraham to nick it, and across goes Tunnicliffe.
Yeah, I think Chelsea have still got a few gears they can go up. But in these conditions, one mistake can cost you a goal.
But a good first half here at Stamford Bridge, lots to admire. And he will be feeling a little bit better about life, because at one stage he wondered if it might be an avalanche. Again, no pun intended.
Yeah, but it did look that way. You know, when Chelsea went 2-0 up, they should have gone 3 up through this man.
Pulisic. And across goes Sonny Bradley, who was in the Plymouth side that got a very good 0-0 draw at Liverpool a couple of years ago in this competition. Man of the match that day.
Yeah, he's a big solid boy, isn't he? Sonny Bradley.
Fourth corner for Chelsea to be taken by Ziyech, outswinger. Collected by Mount, holding off Cornick. Ball ends up all the way back with Aretha Balaga. Zuma to Emerson. Reece James.
You see how far when it comes back to Zuma and then Billy Gilmour comes in there, that Reece James is pushed on like a right winger at times. Emerson does it down this side as well. Really good movement within the team for Chelsea. When Gilmour comes short, the two fullbacks push on like wingers, and then Ziyech and Werner can go wherever they want, basically.
Tisbury Hall gets the throw. Timo Werner has been very difficult to pick up for Luton so far in this first half. He's been a real live wire.
Yeah, and I think he's enjoying his game today. I think in some of the games where he's been stuck out on the left-hand side, not really got into the game, holding his position within the team rather than drifting inside. I think more centrally, he gets on the ball, he makes good runs. So he starts central and then ends up on the left side or the right side. It's much better for him.
5 minutes to half-time here at Stamford Bridge. Big diagonal from Zuma. Perfect pass onto the chest of Reece James. Abraham. He went, didn't take the ball with him. Having to work very hard without the ball here, Luton. It can take its toll. Gilmour. Emerson. Gilmour again. Oh, that header is straight to Tammy Abraham, who's knocked it up for Ziyech. Oh, they're queuing up. Mount, Abraham, no one can get the final shot away. They're hanging on grimly here, Luton.
They're getting so deep, Luton, in a 5 and then 4 in front of them. They're getting so deep within their own 18-yard box now. It's just constant pressure from Chelsea.
Could so easily have been 3-1 there. We would love half-time to come very soon, I think, Luton. Regroup. They're still in it at 2-1. Goodness me, Chelsea are piling on the pressure. Mount. James. Closed down by Naismith, but he's past him. Gilmour. James. They're pulling Luton one way than the other, trying to fashion an opening. Emerson. Mount. Christensen. Chance maybe to get the cross in here for Pulisic. Instead they'll get the corner.
And Naismith did well, just got the toe in. But Ziyech had a chance here. I think it's Tammy Abraham just sets it up for him to hit on the volley. Because it's on his right foot, he doesn't fancy taking it. He wants to get it back on his left foot, and then really it's like the Keystone Cops in there. Just get it away if you can, and that's what Luton did. They're holding on a little bit here. As you said, they need to get to half-time without conceding another.
It was a good clearance in the end from Lockyer. Ziyech and Pulisic swap sides for the time being. Here comes the latest corner. Again, it's Lockyer to get it away. Underlining why it was so important that red card was rescinded from midweek. Great work from Mount.
I'd say that's a brilliant ball in from Mount. But all those blue shirts are stood in a line across the 6-yard box. Somebody else has got to make a dart in. He whips it in. Now take the chance to get in there. Once he goes in this position, you've got to get in. Nobody in the 6-yard box. They're all on the edge. Really, if you're a centre forward and you want to score your hat-trick, Tammy Abraham, you've got to get in there and just knock that in the back of the net. Brilliant play from Mason Mount. Great ball. Nobody there.
3 goals and 5 assists for Mason Mount this season. And now the honour of wearing the armband for Chelsea as well. Here goes Emerson. Definitely craning our necks to the left more and more as half-time approaches. That ball in from Werner, just too deep for Abraham, who still applauds the attempt. Well away by James Bree. Throw to Chelsea.
They really need that half-time whistle, Luton. They look really tired now. As you said, that really difficult game at Brentford midweek took a lot out of them. They need to get in there and have the big 15 minutes tactically and obviously just getting their breath back.
Tammy Abraham finding Reece James. Oh, he's taken that well, Werner, but couldn't get the shot away. Naismith brings it clear. Cornick, who's the centre forward, look where he is in the left back position. Just doing whatever they can to keep it at 2-1. So we move into 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first period. Pulisic. Gilmore. Christensen. James the out ball yet again. That header straight to Pulisic. Very reluctant to push up, aren't they, Luton?
They just can't get out at the moment. They've got to get pressure on the ball.
Little touch from Pulisic. Emerson! And Werner on the near post. Appeals for a corner, as does his manager.
Sometimes when you get so deep and you're getting tired, you just can't get out. Emerson's ball whipped in. Werner going for it. He puts it wide. Just needs to flick it with the outside of his right foot if he can. Timo Werner here. He goes for the instep. And you're not going to get it on target at that angle.
Well, it's been a really good Chelsea performance in this first half, but he won't be too happy that it's only 2-1. That's not really a reflection of what we've seen here. That's the FA Cup for you.
Yeah, and it shows you if you make individual mistakes like the goalkeeper did, you can let teams back in. But overall, they play some really good football at times. Their movement off the ball has been excellent from Chelsea in the front areas. But Luton are still in it.
Oh, they'll get a late free kick here. Is there even time to take it, I wonder? Mason Mount with the foul. They could have done with winning this a couple of minutes ago, really. Dewsbury Hall is certainly the main threat in this, isn't he, in midfield? He's got that touch of quality.
Well, it's all about putting a decent ball in there, in between the defenders and Kepa, who made that horrendous mistake. He's not confident at the moment. You've got to get the ball in there and try and test him. If it hits a defender and goes in, or a white shirt and goes in, he'll be right in this.
Well, this will certainly be the last action of this first half. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is up to take the free kick, headed on by Cornick, and this time Kepa Arrizabalaga holds on. Nathan Jones makes his way to the health club. Luton have their tails up because they've reduced the deficit. This is the last chance of the half, Nigel.
Yeah, good header, good ball in, but it's straight into the arms of Kepa. Anywhere else, it might have been in the back of the net, but that man's got the 2 goals for Chelsea. Looking for a hat-trick second half.
2 goals in the first 17 minutes for Tammy Abraham. Jordan Clark for Luton. Half-time at a sleety, snowy Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Luton Town 1. Chelsea leading 2-1. Completely dominated and bossed that first period, but just couldn't put it to bed. Luton still in it. You can see number 3, Dan Potts, bottom right of your picture, is on. Be interesting to see how that alters things.
I just think they might go to a back 4 and Potts play at left back.
Does look that way, yeah.
Because I think he needs to change the shape. Went with the back 5 basically in the first half, didn't really get it going, but they're still in this game. I think that's a good change, a positive change from Nathan Jones.
His dad Steve played 11 times in the FA Cup. He must have come up against him once or twice, I should think.
Yeah, Steve Potts, great servant to West Ham, right back. Just a bomb up and down, very fit.
Dan is on the other side, wearing 3. Chelsea, meanwhile, looking to get the 3rd goal, and that might well be enough, barring any more mistakes. It certainly was an error for the Luton goal. You can see the snow continuing to fall, the flakes occasionally going sleety, but we're back to snow again now. on this Baltic afternoon in West London. Here's Reece James, standout performer in the first half. Gave that one away to Dewsbury Hall. Chelsea playing left to right in this second period. As things stand, they're on course to face Barnsley in round 5. Actually, some grim memories for Chelsea fans there. They lost to Barnsley in the quarter-final in 2008. It's actually the last time they lost to a championship team. Bree. Collected by Clark, the goal scorer. Emerson a little slow, one back by Mpanzu.
As you can see, it's still snowing hard out there, but the pitch is getting a bit slippy. But Luton have got to be a little bit more precise in their passing. It's giving the ball away a little bit in the middle of the park, and if you give that to Chelsea too many times, they can hit you on the counter-attack and punish you.
Luton have already played Premier League opposition in the League Cup this season. Got battered by Manchester United 3-0. Making a good fist of it though against Frank Lampard's Chelsea so far. I'm sure Lampard would have said to his players at half-time, push on for the third goal as quickly as you can, because at the moment Luton have hope. Forward by Lockyer. Bree. Dewsbury Hall. Back pass by Bradley. Gave a very moving interview this week. His dad passed away from COVID-19 just last month at the age of 57. Ziyech to Reece James, great ball in, oh, terrific save to deny Christian Pulisic. Should have scored, but great stop from Sluga. And Pulisic has stayed down.
Should have scored again, like he should have done in the first half to make it 3-0. Christian Pulisic will be happy with himself for missing that chance as well, but it's a good save from Sluga. But again, they give the ball away cheaply, Luton. And Ziyech, with his trickery coming inside, waiting for Reece James to come down the outside. Lovely back heel, first time ball. Should have been 3-1.
Just the slightest hint of offside, perhaps. The flag stayed down. And I think what might have happened there is Lockyer could have trod on his hand just there.
That's a nasty one in this cold conditions with studs on. Someone steps on your hand. But I think he's just disappointed that he hasn't made it 3-1. Christian Pulisic.
2 big chances for him. Aretha Balaga with the clearance, taken down by Pulisic. Out to Timo Werner. Wide by Gilmore. Emerson. Chelsea's passing and interplay was a joy to watch at times in that first half. The disappointment was that they only scored twice from their point of view. Mount heads for the byline. Deflection on the cross actually helped Sluga. Doesn't always. He's looking for Cornick. Look where Aretha Balaga is. Made a good decision.
Yeah, very good decision there from Kepa, coming out, taking on his chest. Got to be brave to do that, having given a goal away and not being in the best of form. Shows good confidence within.
Luton's away form hasn't been great, it must be said. That win at Bournemouth last weekend was their first on the road in 7, going back to early November. Bournemouth were down to 10 men as well. Controversial red card for Jefferson Lerma. Even so, great win against a promotion contender. Pulisic. James.
Get across, got to work hard, got to work hard. That's the through it.
I think that was Mick Harford, wasn't it? Telling the Luton players to keep working hard. Emerson.
And I have to say, having played with Mick and played against Mick, if he tells you to work hard, you work hard. But they've got a good team at Luton. Nathan Jones in there with Mick Harford, Paul Hart, very experienced first-team coach as well. They're doing it the right way at Luton. So they need to get a couple of results and try and get into those playoffs this season to be magnificent for them. But they've got more testing times on their hands just right now.
Chelsea with the corner. Ziyech mounts. Ziyech. Oh, Abraham just behind it. And this time it was Luton who were caught 2v1 from the short corner.
Yeah, good short corner. Ziyech stays on side and then whips this in, but again, nobody taking a chance. How many blue shirts are there in there and nobody wants to get in that 6-yard box? Look, Abraham arrives there too late. Werner stood on the edge. Christensen has gone to the near post. Great ball.
And again, Ziyech with every right to say, where were you? You can't do much more than that. Luton giving it away. Zuma. Chelsea giving it away. Problem is for Chelsea, while it stays 2-1, all it takes is one set piece or mistake. And suddenly Luton from nowhere could be level. They've got to get this third goal. Gilmour. Lovely technician, and he's played a lovely ball out to Emerson out there. Gilmour again. Christensen. James. Ziyech. James into Abraham. Just taken away from the toes of Ziyech. Still clinging on, Luton. Got to admire their tenacity. Bit of luck along the way.
Well, they had a little bit of luck in the first half, but second half they seem better organised defensively, and they're squeezing the ball well in the middle of the park, and then they've got Cornick with the out, with the pace over the top. So tactically he's changed it a little bit and it's starting to work, but Chelsea still look the dominant team. Just need to get that third goal to kill the game off, really.
Can't relax just yet, Frank Lampard, that's for sure. Enjoyed so much success in this competition as a player, hoping to replicate that in the dugout. Got close last year.
Yeah, did very well until they got to the final, didn't they, last year? Got beat by Arsenal.
Pulisic. Ziyech. Back on his left foot, that's what he wants. He's pulled it back, and Mount over. Oh, they're just cutting through Luton down the flanks. They just can't finish these chances off.
Yeah, but this is what Ziyech brings to Chelsea when he's fit. So skillful, beautiful left foot, but these tricks, and he sees the pass as well. There's the support. There he is, Mount on the edge of the box, but he's leaning back on it, Mason Mount. I think better putting his laces through this, really, when he's coming onto it, hard and low, leaning back on it, and it's a poor effort by his standards.
Keeper had that covered anyway, middle of the goal. It's another attempt off target. Chelsea haven't worked Sluga enough, really. Good save straight at him from Pulisic a few minutes ago. Chelsea really just need to keep moving the ball quickly. Luton will tire Diagonal from Zuma to James. Mount. Abraham leaves it for Ziyech. Pulisic. Emerson to cross. Abraham trying to make something of it. Mount. And Pulisic's effort deflected just wide. They're getting closer.
A quick feet from Pulisic there, reacts really well. One touch and then the volley. But desperate defending at times here from Luton. Trying to keep Chelsea out, and they're doing that at the moment, but the pressure's building. For another corner.
Mason Mount with the corner. Just over Abraham, comes to Werner. Holding off Dewsbury Hall. Abraham, Ziyech for Mount. Oh, that was a really good teasing ball. Bree headed it away, but not too far. Werner, Pulisic, and again goes over Ziyech. Oh, it's just shooting practice for Chelsea.
Yeah, but Luton are trying to play out on the edge of their own box. You've just got to clear your lines and regroup. Chelsea will punish you if you keep doing this.
Here they come again with Werner. Abraham. Oh, playing out again, and Panzu. There's no one upfield for them, so they really are caught in two minds. That's where they've got it to stick, and Cornick did that. This is draining though for Luton, isn't it? Physically and mentally.
Yeah, it is, because you're having to defend for your lives and keep it at 2-1. Keep yourselves in the game. But at times they look very leggy. That big game midweek against Brentford, which they lost, put a lot into that. Obviously one substitution at half-time as well, with Dan Potts coming on. He's only 2 substitutions left. But he needs some fresh legs out there.
Lifted up by Ziyech. Naismith. Spell of possession certainly wouldn't do Luton any harm. It's easier said than done against this hungry Chelsea team. Now James has lost out to the substitute Dan Potts here. And Panzu, he's got it onto Cornick. Good save by Aretha Balaga. That's the chance that Luton have been waiting for.
Absolutely, and it's Reece James who gets caught out here. And suddenly Dan Potts puts a lovely ball in. Played out the other side, but really Reece James has got to deal with that. This is really good play from Potts. Back to Mpanzu, that's a lovely pass, head down, hit the target, and that's an excellent save, because the ball's nearly past his left hand here. Watch this, it's a brilliant save. Brilliant strong left arm from Kepa. It's near enough past him and he sticks that hand out, really good save.
Oh, that's the chance that Cornick's been waiting for, and Nathan Jones was about to celebrate. So close. And he's looking at making a double change here. You can see Kizenga Lualua coming on, and Luke Berry as well. Ryan Tunnicliffe going off. He's really been on the fringes of things this afternoon. Luke Berry with 9 career FA Cup goals coming on. Once got 4 in a game for Cambridge against Coventry a few years ago. And James Bree is replaced by Kizenga Lualua. the top scorer has come on as well. James Collins has replaced Cornick. Collins with 9 goals this season in 23 appearances, so Nathan Jones is going for it here with a triple sub. He's got 1 left.
Well, I think those are positive substitutions, especially bringing attackers on. I think he probably thought, well, if I get to an hour mark and there's 1 goal in it, I'm going to have a real good go at it, bring the fresh legs on and push Chelsea back. So brave from Nathan Jones.
He obviously feels now is the time. That chance they've just created, a real scare for Chelsea. From Panzu to Potts. Straight into it is Lewa, and winning a corner. He'll certainly provide some energy.
Absolutely, did well there just to get in front of Christensen and turn, get his team a corner. So Chelsea have got to switch on here, but this was the save. Cornick with the shot, it's maybe just the right height for Kepa. If he puts it in this bottom corner, I don't think he would have got down to it.
Dewsbury Hall with the corner for Luton. Naismith with the header. Oh, and he's managed to scramble it away, Aretha Balaga. The flag did go up after the initial header, but he wasn't to know that.
That's a really good corner off the training ground. Put to the back post, pulling away. Dewsbury Hall heads it back in. Little flick on, and as you can see there, offside, Lockyer. But they're really testing Chelsea now. For the first time really in this match.
Well, they've had to withstand an awful lot of pressure, Nathan Jones' side. But just showing signs here that they mean business. Walloped away by Christensen. Lewa. Potts with the throw. The throw-in that went wrong, and here's Werner. Abraham. Forward by Kurt Zuma. Such a crazy game, isn't it? Chelsea can dominate for such long spells, engineer so many chances, and yet Luton a whisker away from making it 2-2, improbably.
Yeah, and that's football for you, isn't it? You know, if you don't take your chances, if you're not clinical enough, as Chelsea haven't been, let Luton back in with a bad goal you gave away, and now they're having a right go.
Lewa once scored a brilliant free kick at the Kop end at Anfield in this competition, a free kick for Brighton. Well away by Lockyer, but Emerson picked it up. Ziyech looks for Werner. Emerson. Tammy Abraham. Not the ball he was looking for.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking at there. Tammy Abraham, he's got his 2 goals, but second half we haven't seen a lot of him. I just wonder if Frank Lampard will start thinking about the substitutions. Bring some fresh legs on, some fresh minds on.
Well, that's where there was half-hearted Pulisic penalty appeals. Just before the Ziyech shot. Don't think so. Luton not in action this coming midweek. so they can give it a real go here. Their next match is at Blackburn, against Blackburn, should I say, next Saturday. Plenty of time to recover. As Nigel said earlier, 2 more home games coming up for Chelsea. Wolves on Wednesday, Burnley next Sunday. Big games for Chelsea.
Well, they're all big games for that man, Frank Lampard, and the criticism he's taken recently. Chelsea slipping down to 9th in the Premier League. Needs a result here, obviously, but then you've got these big games against Wolves and Burnley coming up, and the pressure builds.
Oh, Naismith couldn't collect the ball. Pulisic couldn't find Abraham. Chelsea's passing just lacking that accuracy we've seen for long spells in the game. This is Lualua. Now James. I think Chelsea get the 3rd goal, Luton's shoulders would slump, but it just won't come.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think they need that 3rd goal just to finish this off, because Luton still feel they have a chance here. One slip from Chelsea, as we saw in the first half, can let Luton back into this game.
Touch from Luke Berry. Still prowling the touchline, Frank Lampard. No sign of him making any changes.
Well, he's got such a strong bench there, he can pick whoever he wants. He's got Jorginho who can come on in the middle of the park for him as well. He's got Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's got Olivier Giroud who can come on and get him a goal. Abundance of talent.
Kai Havertz.
Yeah, he's a very talented player, but I just don't think he's recovered from the COVID situation, Kai Havertz, and
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's probably next season that we'll see the best of him, but Callum Hudson-Odoi getting ready here.
Hudson-Odoi for Pulisic is the first Chelsea change when it happens. So this will be the last contribution, you would think, for Pulisic to Werner. Emerson. Gilmour. Mount to James. So much danger down this right side in this game for Chelsea. Here's Werner. Or was it just pulled back? Referee says no. Goal kick.
Well, it looked like a little tug in there to me. Tug on the arm. Let's have a look from this angle. The play from James. Oh, his arm goes back.
And Panzu, isn't it? Number 17.
Yeah, there was a little tug there. But maybe the referee feels it wasn't enough of a tug to give the penalty.
Told to get up in no uncertain terms by Sonny Bradley. So on comes Callum Hudson-Odoi to replace Pulisic. Proper speed step, real impact player, and of course a scorer in the last round against Morecambe. One of 5 goals he's netted this season.
Yeah, I thought a couple of seasons ago when Chelsea won the Europa League, I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi turned into be a top player, and then he got that terrible Achilles injury, and I don't think he's actually got back to those high levels since that injury.
James, straight to Hudson-Odoi. Oh, what an impact that would have been. First touch.
Yeah, but he's got the talent, that's for sure. Just got to show us on a regular basis, but lovely play. Here's James again. Good ball in, and it's a good first touch. Goes with the instep. I wonder if he just go with the laces, blast it, could have gone anywhere.
Christensen. Ziyech swatted away up towards Mpanzu, providing some physical presence up top. Abraham, excellent first-time ball to Hudson-Odoi. Werner tried a little dummy, which no one else was expecting. Well, Luton do play a passing game in the Championship, but they're up against an elite level of player here, and they just keep giving it away. Hudson-Odoi heads for the byline. Abraham! Oh, what a chance, A, for a hat-trick, and B, to kill this cup tie.
Absolutely, but brilliant play from Callum Hudson-Odoi. This is what he brings to the pitch when he's in a confident mood. He can go on the inside, he can go on the outside. Lovely skills to the byline, and just stands this up. And Tammy Abraham has got to score that. At this level, you've got to head it back across where it came from. He's flicking at it and puts it wide. That should have been a hat-trick for him. And 3 goals for Chelsea. And Frank knows it too.
A picture speaks 1,000 words there. Lewa helping it on to Potts. James gets it away. Still only 4 attempts on target from Chelsea. Frank Lampard will be so disappointed about that. Really missed some chances today.
Yeah, you've got to be clinical. You're creating the chances, and people have got to start putting the ball in the back of the net, not missing chances like that. I know Tammy's got 2, but really, that should have been 3. It's on a plate for him from this guy.
Hudson-Odoi to Gilmour, to Hudson-Odoi. Abraham's there this time, and that's that. Hudson-Odoi with a wonderful impact. Tammy Abraham from half a yard couldn't miss for his hat-trick. And that is surely Chelsea into round 5 of the FA Cup yet again.
Yeah, that's it. It's all over for me. Tammy Abraham does get his hat-trick eventually, but this is all down to Callum Hudson-Odoi again. Brilliant play down this left-hand side, and then picks his mate out. A simple tap in, but great skills. Little give and go. Lee Gilmour, and you can see Abraham's onside. A lovely play. Hudson-Odoi, Billy Gilmour. Lovely weight of pass, and that's a lovely weighted pass as well. And Abraham has the simple task just to push it over the line for his hat-trick.
Abraham behind the ball when the cross came in from Hudson-Odoi. Those 3 linked up quite beautifully there. That's top quality. And that is what a club like Chelsea can do from the bench. Bring on a top-class player in Callum Hudson-Odoi just to give them that impetus. And finally, Tammy Abraham has completed his hat-trick. His 11th goal of the season. 15 minutes to play. George Moncur has come on for Luton for Cal Naismith. Could be a chance here for Luton. Just curled wide. Well, just a reminder for Chelsea that Luton is still going to give it a go here.
But they've got to give it a go. Got nothing to lose, have they? Probably out the feet.
Just come on, Moncur. That's his first touch.
Yeah. Nice left foot. Just trying to bend it in that corner, but I think Kepa had that covered.
We talked about Dan Potts' dad, George Moncur's dad, of course. John.
Yeah, good
player. Great player.
Yeah, really skillful player. When he was at Swindon, he did really well, and then obviously he had a great career at West Ham as well. Started at Tottenham, John Moncur. Very good golfer, I have to say. Spends more days on the golf course these days.
That's why you're paid the big money, Nigel, for information like that. Havertz and Giroud coming on here. Ziyech doesn't look terribly impressed about being hooked. And job done for Tammy Abraham. He'll be quite happy to get his treble and the match ball. And on comes Olivier Giroud, who's on 9 goals and would love to get to double figures, I'm sure. Great record in this competition for Arsenal and Chelsea. Werner. Hudson-Odoi. Havertz just prevented from getting there by Lockyer. How dispiriting for Nathan Jones. Frank Lampard can bring on Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, Giroud.
Yeah, it's not a very good bench, is it, for Chelsea these days? No, but I think that's the big thing for Frank, is trying to get the best formation for these players, to fit them all in and get the best out of them, because they're a talented bunch. It's just trying to get them confident at playing the way that you want to play. And Kai Havertz, for me, as we talked about, I think he's going to be a wonderful player, but it won't be till next season you see the best of him in a Chelsea shirt.
Saw him score a brilliant hat-trick here in the League Cup at the start of the season, pre-COVID. He looked razor sharp. Sadly, he suffered from those long COVID effects, just as Alain Saint-Maximin has at Newcastle, Jamal Lascelles as well.
Yeah, it just shows you it doesn't matter how fit and how strong you are, does it? If it wants to attack your body, it will. It takes time to get back, and I think Kai Havertz has found it longer than most to get back to his best, and we still haven't seen his best, I have to say, having done the German football so much. Him and Timo Werner are quality players. They've just got to be given a little bit more time to settle it in and show their true form.
And of course, still a young man with a big, big future, Havertz. Dewsbury Hall to Potts. See how many touches in the opposition box Abraham had before going off. I'm sure he'll feel he should have got more than 3 goals.
Yeah, but you see all those touches and then you see, why is it only 3 goals?
Precisely.
And I think that's what Frank will be saying to his players and his coaching staff. Look, how do we get a better response out of those players? Okay, Tammy's got a hat-trick, but maybe he could have had 5 today, quite easily. But you've got to do it in the big games. Champions League games coming up, Premier League games coming up. But you need the confidence from somewhere, and this hat-trick will give him a real boost of confidence.
That was a tremendous assist from Reece James, and this one wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it was a good team goal, wasn't it, that 3rd goal, the hat-trick. Billy Gilmore in there, all those boys coming through the academy. Okay, Billy Gilmore got poached away from Rangers, but it's still part of the academy.
So it's looking like Chelsea playing Barnsley for a place in the quarter-finals, barring something extraordinary in the last 10 minutes here. Berry up against Zuma. Emerson brought down by Lualua.
Well, they've worked hard, Luton, but they've just been outclassed. I think he'd be pleased with the performance his team's put in. They take this score now, 3-1. They want a couple more goals in the back of their net. But the bigger deal for Luton is to try and get in those playoffs in the Championship. Are they capable of doing that? We'll have to wait and see.
Dewsbury Hall. Lualua takes on Emerson on the outside and gets a corner. He's certainly given an extra bit of impetus, hasn't he, Lualua?
Yeah, he's looked lively since he's come on. Moving to the right side, left side, trying to get balls into the box. That's good to see. Positive from Lualua.
Mateo Kovacic there is going to come on for Mason Mount. Chelsea's fourth change, but first they've got a corner to defend. Up in the air by Havertz. Kept alive by Mpanzu. Moncur. Moncur again. Lualua. He's threaded that through to Berry. Wanted to cut back on his right foot, there wasn't the room for that. Mpanzu. Oh, good ball in and an excellent header away as well from Zuma. And here goes Werner. Good tackle, but it breaks for Giroud. Well claimed by Sluga. And that's it for Mason Mount.
But this is Chelsea with the pace of Werner, looking for options, but nothing there. And then a good tackle comes in. Breaks for Giroud, tries to find Mason Mount. That's good goalkeeping from Sluga.
Headed up the way by Zuma. So Mount will have to hand the armband to someone else. Kovacic will come on. Good 83 minutes work from Mount. Reluctant to let it go, I think. He might just give it to Kovacic.
I think he'd want to keep that and put it in his bedroom wall. The first time I captained Chelsea, he did well. He showed great attitude. His work rate was top class. But this guy's had a good season for Chelsea as well, Kovacic.
Again, what a fantastic replacement to be able to bring on. No foul there by Christensen, and that could be trouble. Werner, he's been clipped, has he? That's got to be a penalty, surely.
Yeah, he was definitely clipped. What he does well, he moves the ball off to the angle, try and get his shot off, and gets clipped.
Yellow card for Clark, who got the Luton goal. Tracking back here. They wanted a foul there, didn't they?
They did, but the referee said play on. I just don't know, if you're going to go to ground in the 18-yard box, you've got to make sure you get the ball, otherwise don't go to ground. Cuts across, Clark just catches his right foot there, and it's a definite penalty.
Great first contribution from Kovacic with the through ball.
Silly challenge though from Jordan Clark, didn't need to make that challenge.
Well, there was a conversation between Werner and Giroud as to who was going to take this. Werner has won that argument. This to go into double figures in Chelsea goals for Timo Werner. 5 minutes to play. And Werner sees his penalty saved by Sluga.
Well done, Sluga. Stood up well, parried it away. Really poor penalty, I have to say, from Timo Werner. He's lacking that confidence in front of goal, isn't it?
Amazing, really. Such a prolific goal scorer, we know that throughout his career. But all strikers go through it.
I wonder what Giroud would say to him afterwards. Told you to let me take it. Oh dear, that's football for you, eh?
I don't think it'll matter a great deal in the grand scheme of things, in terms of the context of the tie anyway. Hudson-Odoi, Giroud's layoff. Tisbury Hall, he really has shown that he can pick a pass today. He's found Berry. Just calmly headed away by Reece James to Havertz. James. Zuma. No room there for Kovacic, picked up by Mpanzu. Lualua. And Kovacic would not be passed. Gilmour back to Mateo Kovacic. Wasn't the pass he was looking for. Luton still pressing to reduce the deficit here. Good ball by Moncur there to Dewsbury Hall. And Mpanzu. Dewsbury Hall goes long this time, but that's easy for Zuma. 2 minutes to play, plus stoppage time. And that's broken kindly for Chelsea again. Werner to the byline, tries to cut it back. Goal kick.
Just not happening for him at the moment, is it, here from the spot? Sluga stands big. Not the best of penalties, right next to him, just pushes it away to the side. Lack of confidence there, really. Too close to the goalkeeper. The right height for the goalkeeper. Not enough pace on it. And the keeper saves it. And he's just frustrated, but he'd be better off just putting his laces through it, smashing it in.
Poor touch there from Werner this time. Yeah, I think if you need a goal, smash it down the middle from the penalty spot. That would have worked there for sure. Keeper did move to one side. Easy for us to say, isn't it, sitting here?
Yeah, easy for us to say here.
Another good ball down that left-hand side again. Emerson. Hudson-Odoi. Oh.
He went for goal himself here, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Trying to bend it in that far corner. Good play from Emerson. He's had a good game. He's got forward well. Back to Callum Hudson-Odoi out of his feet and trying to bend it in that far corner. You had Werner coming in, Havertz coming in, Giroud coming in. I think that was the wrong option this time. Hudson-Odoi.
Well, on another day, Chelsea would easily have 7 or 8 goals. It's been that one-sided.
Yeah, and I think that would be the main worry for Frank Lampard. I think Frank and his coaching team would say, we're creating so many chances, but we're not clinical enough. How can we improve on that? Do we need to change personnel, the shape of the team, or just work on things a little bit more in training?
Havertz winning it back from Bradley. Referee's going to have to pull that back for a foul. Tried to play advantage. Still vocal in stoppage time, of which there's 3 minutes. The game's up as far as Nathan Jones and Luton are concerned. Back to focusing on the league for them. And lots of focusing to be done as well. He said before the game, you know, they've moved away from trouble, but still work to do. And as Nigel said, there's the outside chance of the playoffs as well if they continue to perform well.
Yeah, but you've got to learn this from this game. It's a learning curve, football. Every game you learn something, but coming to Stamford Bridge, seeing the quality of the Chelsea players, the way they play, the quickness in their movement. That's what you've got to try and emulate if you're Luton players and you want to get better.
Reece James. Havertz. Havertz again. Emerson. Kovacic. Gilmore. Really good afternoon's work for that young man as well.
Yeah, excellent. Makes the game look so simple. He always makes himself available. Little pass and then move.
Nicely done from Giroud. He's got it back again. On he goes, Giroud. Blocked, and again Giroud. Couldn't beat Sluga.
Just trying to bulldoze his way through in the end, wasn't he? Little trip there, but a block and then a shot. Just wants to prove a point that he wants to be starting these games.
Lualua for Luton. They've given everything here, they really have. Nathan Jones certainly can't complain about a lack of effort and application. Havertz challenge on Potts, and that might well be that. There is the final whistle. Chelsea through to the 5th round for the 23rd time in the last 26 years. Comprehensive in the end against Luton Town. Tammy Abraham with a hat-trick, doing the damage. Certainly the margin of victory could have been far greater given the number of chances that Chelsea created, but they'll take it. Jordan Clark with what in the end was only a consolation for Nathan Jones' side. Chelsea missing a penalty through Werner as well, but it was one-way traffic really, and Chelsea have got the job done. Full time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 3, Luton Town 1.